my curious and playful Gemini friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. A Gemini, this week opens with a quiet tug beneath the surface. You might notice the tension as a gentle restlessness, as if you're sitting in a sunlit room that's suddenly too still. There's comfort in your surroundings, but lately it feels tinged with longing. You may find yourself absorbing the moods of those around you, tuning in to undercurrents you can't quite name. Perhaps someone's offhand comment lingers a little longer than usual, or you sense a subtle shift in the air between conversations. You're reaching for warmth, yet part of you is wary of being smothered by the familiar. This is not a stormy unease, more a soft disquiet, a sense that something needs to grow or else it might quietly wilt. You're caught between the sweetness of belonging and the ache of wanting more. The feeling isn't loud, but it is persistent. It asks you to listen, to notice, to honor the charged quiet that's gathering inside you. In this gentle, complicated space, the Empress rises as the card reflecting your current inner state. You are open, more receptive than usual, and tuned to the subtle beauty in life. Yet this openness brings its own weight. There's a softness to your emotions, a capacity for care and nurture that others may lean into, sometimes without realizing how much you're holding. You might notice how you comfort friends, how you create cozy havens or soothe frayed nerves, even as your own needs hum in the background. There's grace in the way you move through the week, tending to small joys, a favorite meal, a well-tended plant, the laughter that floats through a room when everyone feels safe. But beneath all this there's a quiet hunger, an unvoiced wish for someone to see you as you so often see them. This longing doesn't make you needy, it makes you real. It's the tension between giving and receiving, between being the one who holds space and the one who is held. You may notice yourself oscillating between these poles, finding comfort in giving, but sometimes wondering when it will be your turn to simply rest. Perhaps you sense a creative urge stirring, or a desire to make something beautiful out of the ordinary. The world feels lush, but it's not without its shadows. There's an undercurrent of vulnerability, of wanting to say yes to life, but not knowing exactly what that yes entails. You are present, attentive, and aware that abundance doesn't always mean fullness. Sometimes it means being honest about what you still lack. This week your emotional posture is supple, but not immune to the aches that come with caring deeply. You are both the garden and the gardener, tending to others while quietly wishing for your own roots to be nourished. In this landscape of gentle fullness and subtle longing, the path ahead begins to form almost naturally. The way you care, the way you create comfort, sets in motion a series of choices, some small, some significant. The need to be seen, to have your efforts and vulnerabilities acknowledged, creates a kind of momentum. It might not look dramatic from the outside, but inside you a quiet resolve is building. The very tenderness that characterizes your week is what nudges you forward. You want more than to simply maintain the status quo. You are drawn to explore, even if you're not sure what you'll find. The sense of comfort you've built is both a blessing and a gentle pressure, reminding you that true belonging sometimes asks you to risk stepping beyond it. The Two of Wands appears in this unfolding, marking the tension of your path. Here, you are poised between the world you know and the one that calls from just beyond your reach. There's a subtle friction at play. The comfort of your routines presses against the restlessness that lives inside you. You may find yourself gazing out windows, both literal and figurative, wondering what lies on the other side. The choices before you are not urgent, yet they are persistent. There's pressure to act, not because anything is wrong, but because something within you senses the possibility of more. Perhaps you're weighing the safety of familiar connections against the excitement of new experiences. Maybe you're considering a project or an invitation that feels a little outside your comfort zone. The questions that arise are practical, yet tinged with hope. Do you risk disrupting the gentle peace you've built for the chance to discover something new? Or do you stay where the ground is soft and known? The friction isn't antagonistic. It's the feeling of muscles stretching after long stillness, the gentle ache that comes from growth. People around you may sense your contemplative energy and respond with their own expectations or hesitations. There might be subtle encouragements or even doubts voiced in passing. The momentum builds from within, fed by your desire to expand your world without losing the warmth you've worked so hard to cultivate. This is the week's crossroads. You stand in the doorway, hand on the frame, knowing that if you step out, you can't guarantee what you'll find. The choice is not about abandoning what you have, but about risking a little safety for the sake of something real, something that feels like yours. And this is where the shape of your potential begins to emerge, not as a certainty, but as an invitation that waits for your conscious engagement. The path doesn't simply unfold on its own. It asks you to meet it with your full attention. If you lean into what feels alive, if you listen for where your energy naturally gathers, you'll find that possibility expands. But nothing is automatic. The next step appears only when you stand in the tension long enough to recognize what truly matters to you. Growth here is not a promise, it's a question, one only you can answer in the quiet moments between choices. The Ace of Pentacles surfaces in this space of potential. It speaks not of guarantees, but of doors that open when you bring your awareness to what is quietly calling you. There is a tangible, grounded invitation waiting. The chance to plant something new, to begin a project or relationship or practice that feels real and rooted. This is not a windfall, not a sudden transformation, but rather the gentle, steady unfolding of possibility when you choose with both heart and mind. The week holds the subtle magic of beginnings. You might notice a small opportunity that feels aligned, or a feeling of readiness in your body as you consider a new step. What grows from here will depend on your willingness to show up, to bring your care and attention to the task at hand. The beauty of this potential is that it does not require you to abandon comfort, but it does ask you to stretch, to trust that you can carry the warmth of your inner world into new spaces. The invitation is to be present, to notice the richness in what is just starting, and to honor the quiet courage it takes to nurture something from seed to sprout. Growth is always a risk, but in risking you affirm that your longing is worthy of being met. There is a gentle thread that runs through your week, weaving together the fullness of the Empress, the restlessness of the Two of Wands, and the promise held by the Ace of Pentacles. You begin in a place of care and abundance, feeling both the warmth of what you've built and the subtle ache for something more. This longing gives rise to a crossroads, the sense that you are being asked in some quiet way to choose between comfort and exploration. The pressures are soft but real, nudging you to consider what you might find if you risk stepping out just a little. And as you hover in this space, your potential comes into focus, not as a distant dream, but as something tangible and close, waiting for you to say yes. The week is not about dramatic change. It is about honoring the complexity of your feelings, trusting the wisdom in your restlessness, and recognizing that new beginnings often start with a single, gentle step. Whatever you choose, there is reassurance in knowing that you can carry the best of your current world with you. The comfort you've cultivated does not vanish when you reach for more. It becomes the ground from which growth emerges. This is a week for gentle courage, for listening to what's quietly alive within you, and for allowing yourself to move slowly, intentionally, toward what feels both unfamiliar and deeply true. Actionable insights for Gemini this week. Let yourself linger in the small moments that bring quiet satisfaction. Try sharing a piece of your inner world with someone you trust, even if just a little more than usual. Notice what stirs your curiosity and gently let yourself follow it without pressure to decide right away. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I am open to what is quietly growing inside me. I give myself permission to want more without shame. I trust the ground I've tended, even as I reach out. My choices matter, and I am ready for what comes. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.